Merry Christmas, everyone. My name is Sherwin, and behind me we have the R1S Studios. Why? Because we are getting ready to take a trip, a Christmas trip to Vegas, and I chose to bring the Rivian. I want to bring the Rivian. Why? Because it's gonna be my birthday. Because I get to choose what car I want to bring on this road trip. Not common, but you know, I want to bring the R1S to Vegas for many different reasons. Number one, I miss driving it on road trips. Number two, we were about to pack up and ready to go, and I get the notification for the holiday update and the hands-free update. So I'm very excited to try that out. Now, here's the thing. As a software engineer, what I'm about to do is something that I normally won't do, and I'm a little bit hesitant, but too bad. We're going all in. We're going all in. Vegas, baby. Yeah, after a big update, you really shouldn't go on a road trip because who knows what would happen. As the same thing with Tesla, I would not do that. The last major update, with the Rivian, what happened when I was charging, it actually didn't charge. I was at a DC fast charger at a Rivian Adventure Network and it didn't charge. So I had to restart or reset the computer and it charged. So I wasn't too far away from home, but if something like this were to happen during this road trip, we're gonna be far, man, it could take a lot of time out of our schedule. We're already running late because I'm waiting for it to finish installing. We should have been on the road already. But yeah, we're gonna do it. But we are going to check a charging station out a little bit earlier than usual. We are at 68% state of charge, just so that we're not too far away, although it'll be about 45 minutes away from home, that if something were to go wrong and we can't charge, then I would have to drive back and then switch cars. But there is a closer supercharger, but it's in the opposite direction. But we're going all in. We're going all in. Vegas, baby. So let's get going. Excited. All right, we are trying hands-free mode on the Rivian R1S. Holiday update, most recent update. There's a new logo underneath that speedometer, the MPH, with the steering wheel and the hands and all that. But there are 3 different modes. I can't remember them off the top of my head. But the fastest one, or most aggressive, is called spicy. But right now we're just on the second, the middle one, and pretty cool. It's not point to point yet, so I was in the wrong lane earlier and it didn't change lane, or otherwise if I didn't like force it or take over, it would have exited in the exit where I'm not supposed to exit. Okay, we are here at Victorville, Roy Rogers. These are the V3.5 325 kilowatt charging stations. There's a couple of other ones, the 250 ones, the V3s, but I chose these ones because I didn't want to take up 2 spots, because these ones have long enough cables where I don't take up 2 spots. And I want to go see what the charging performance is, and hopefully it's good, but no issue so far after the update. We arrived there with 48% state of charge. Okay, so currently we are pulling in 108 kilowatt in speed at 51% state of charge. But these are the speeds that I normally get. I was hoping to get faster speed than I would get in the Rivian Adventure Network, but it is what it is. Large pack, so my suggestion is, if you want faster charging performance, either wait for hopefully an update, or if you're gonna go Gen 2, get the standard pack or max pack, because I believe the performance on those, as far as charging is concerned, is a little bit better. All right, so it's about 57, 58 degrees, and you're like, man, you got a beanie on at that weather? It's windy. It's windy here. Remember, Vegas, the Vegas route, it gets really windy. We're probably gonna get gusts to about 50 to 60 miles per hour. So it's pretty bad. And it's gonna kill my efficiency. Right now we're just above 2 miles per kilowatt hour, or roughly like high 400s watt hour per mile, similar to the Cybertruck. But this part of the trip, a lot of uphills. We're probably at about 3,700, 3,800 feet in elevation above sea level. But we're gonna check these places out. So here we have Jamba Juice, we have Starbucks, and then some like office space, dental, Supercuts. There's a Cane's over there. I'm not sure. Oh, I think Starbucks is closed. Yeah, it is closed. It's Christmas after all, you know. And Starbucks lately, or man, I think it's been a few years now, when they give me my birthday free coffee, they want me to use that thing within that day. So we're gonna be in Vegas for my birthday, and hopefully I could find like a place that I can use my free drink, because some places, some Starbucks at the casino, they're like, oh, we're not really Starbucks. I don't know. And I can't, like some of those places, I can't use my app to pay. I have to use like cash or card, and I can't use my points or anything like that. But we're not gonna charge that high. We're just gonna go up to about 60 or 70%. I just wanted to check whether or not the charging would work because of the software update. So you better safe than sorry. Even though we're only about 40 minutes away from home, we could turn around and switch cars just in case if a reset didn't work, but we didn't need to do that. But this is what the charging station looks like. Pretty nice. And we're gonna unplug in a few minutes and keep going, because we're not really that low. Because we're gonna probably do a mixture of Rivian Adventure Network, but I want to utilize more of the Tesla Supercharging Network, so I could share with you the performance I'm getting on the Tesla Superchargers, and also show you like where the locations are that are compatible. I mean, although most of the ones that I go to and use when going to Vegas is already compatible, but we're gonna try to limit it to where it's only the 325 kilowatt, the newer ones, and see if we have to adjust our charging plans. But so far, no. I mean, the Southwest region, the West Coast, like, man, we're just flooded with charging stations. So hopefully the rest of the areas are also gonna follow. All right, we stopped here at Barstow. I wanted to check the speeds between the 325 kilowatt speed supercharger, Tesla Supercharger, versus the Rivian. It's packed here. Every stall except for the tow is occupied, although there are people leaving. I think 1 or 2 are leaving. 3 R1Ss, including mine, and 2 R1Ts behind me. Love to see it. But we arrived with 56% state of charge, and we are pulling in about 99 to about 101 kilowatt in speed. So kind of similar, but here's the thing. It's pretty loaded, but these are 300 kilowatt speed max. So they end up sharing, and you'll get about 100 kilowatt in speed. So as I mentioned, a couple are pulling out. Maybe the speeds will increase, but I have increased in capacity or state of charge. So taking a peek right now, we're at 65% state of charge, and we are doing 100 kilowatt in speed. We're gonna unplug soon, and we're gonna head over to Eddie World, but I am a bit concerned because a lot of the businesses are closed. It's Christmas Day. So we're gonna go see if they are open. Hopefully they're open. I want some jerky and my kid wants jerky. So that's the next stop. If not, we're gonna probably go to Baker, the Tesla Supercharger there, and that will be the next stop. We'll see. But I gotta go to the bathroom, man. Dang, that's the hard part during Christmas. Like, a lot of places are closed. Oh, and by the way, I almost forgot, shout out to those who have used my referral. I will be using the points, not only Tesla, but also Rivian during this trip, because we're going to do a combination of Tesla Supercharger and Rivian Adventure Network. So shout out to you all. Thank you for using my referral code. That way I could use the points for trips like these and to just share with you the charging experience and stuff. So thank you. And if you are getting your first Rivian or first Tesla, please consider using my referral code so I can get more points and we can do more of these free charging. Thank you very much. All right, we made it at Eddie World. We're getting some jerky. And again, I found a non-Tesla owner trying to charge at these 150 kilowatt. I mean, they look like they're the 250 V3s, but they're not. They're older. So I had mentioned to him like, hey, you know, if you could go up an exit or two more, it's still Yermo, Minaloa. Those are compatible. So I'm like, yeah, I drive a Rivian and I can't charge here, but we're just here for the jerky. So hopefully he finds it. But yeah, if you got friends with non-Tesla vehicles, man, tell them to go watch my videos. Like, I go to Vegas a lot and, you know, I show where all the chargers are for non-Teslas and Teslas also. But yeah, we're ready to go rock and roll again. I'm happy, got the jerky and some snacks, and let's get going. All right, we are here at Baker, one of my new favorite charging places. These are the 325 kilowatt speed Tesla superchargers. We arrived with 44% state of charge. I took a peek and we're charging at a speed of about 126 kilowatt speeds. So these seem to be a little quicker than the Rivian Adventure Network, although we were at a higher state of charge when we got there and it was full. So I was assuming that it split the charging speeds to about 100 kilowatt each dispenser. So I did go to the Minaloa because I was concerned, man, you know, fellow EV owner with the EV9. I just wanted to go check there and see if he did make it okay. And he was there, gave him a thumbs up, said what's up, and then we left. You know, as part of the EV community, you know, you just got to look out for one another. So that's why, I mean, what would I have done if I didn't see him though? Like, I don't know who he is and I don't know where he would have been, but I mean, worst case, he could have gone back to, Eddie World. There is a charge point there, but it's like, I think 60 kilowatt in speed. But I am still curious as to why every time I go out on these road trips, you know, there's non-Tesla people, at least one, would end up charging in areas that are not compatible. I just don't know if the software of the car doesn't allow for you to, I don't know, like tell you which is compatible or not, like Tesla and Rivian does, and I'm sure Lucid does, or they just don't want to use GPS because like, I know how to go to Vegas, or I already know how to get to wherever I need to go. Why do I need to use GPS? That's one of the things that I had to kind of adjust. Like, even though I know how to get to wherever I need to go, I just plug it into the GPS simply because the GPS will tell you if you need to charge and where you need to charge. So I do hope that all these other non-Tesla vehicles have that software built in, because it makes road trips a lot simpler. Man, it's not only simpler, but necessary. But anyway, we are here at the charging station. We have a Chevy something. I don't know what that Chevy is, but there's a Cadillac right there. I love going to these superchargers because you get to see other non-Tesla EVs charging here. So we're gonna probably try to charge as high as possible, or if I start getting bored, just go, because remember, I don't like arriving at the hotel at a low state of charge. But from experience, my Rivian does a better job at just hanging out at the parking lot and not consuming as much energy like my Teslas do overnight. My prediction, when we are parked at the hotel overnight, we're probably just going to lose between 2 to 3% state of charge. Unlike with the Tesla, with the Cybertruck, with the Model Y, it's like 3 to 10%. The Cybertruck can get up to 10% loss of energy just parked. But that's because of Sentry mode, and no, I am not going to disable Sentry mode. Gear Guard Gary stays on also because I just don't want to take the chance. So yeah, we'll see how high we're gonna charge. All right, so let's take a peek at how we have our luggages and stuff set up. So the third row, one seat is up because my kid loves being in the third row. He likes to be in his own world right there, right? So we have one of our big suitcases there on the folded seat. We have our cooler, we have some bags. Now there is a sub trunk, and that is where our EV base air mattress is. We brought it just in case. Currently we have a room with just king size because we didn't realize the kids were gonna go. So I thought it was gonna be Abby and I, but last minute changes. So currently our reservation is for one king size, but we'll see if we can upgrade to 2 twins. But just in case we can't, we're always ready. Then in the front, we have the cart. I have an air compressor, the Astro AI. You're probably wondering, why do you have that? The Rivian comes with an air compressor. I just like to double things up just in case. But yeah, I got my backpack and my camera bag right there. Also, I don't like putting the cables back if I need to use my air compressor. The hose, I don't like to put it back. I'm lazy. So this is like a real quick thing. Plus it also has a flashlight. Plus, if we end up using the air mattress, I could use this. But the air mattress that's from EV Base does come with its own built-in, not built-in, but it's included with an air pump. So, but I have this just in case. Just in case. So that's what we have working with us at the moment. There is a sub front area here, but not much room there. I think I just threw all my other stuff in there, stuff that I just keep in the car. See, like I have my dishwashing soap. So just in case when we go out camping or whatever, I just have that. I think I have the mounts for the awning here also. Yeah, I just keep those in there. And the adapter, A to Z adapter. I'm using the Rivian charging adapter because I didn't want anything, no other issues with the software update. Yeah. All right, we have arrived there in Aria. It is 6:43 p.m. We are at we are at 41% state of charge, or 137 miles in range. Currently, trip data is 221.2 miles, 2.17 miles per kilowatt hour, or 103 kilowatt hours of energy used. All right, we got upgraded to the Sky Suite. Here is the bathroom. We got dual sinks. We have the throne where we do business. Tub and shower. Now, this room doesn't seem as big as the last room. Where did we stay at last time? Cosmopolitan, right. But, so, king bed. So we are going to need the air mattress. There is no fridge. I mean, there is a fridge, but you can't use it because it's the paid stuff. But the view's nice. I think this is the first time we've gotten the strip side. Not really sure. I don't remember seeing it. Usually facing like Vidara or something. But the good thing with Sky Suites is we have access to the lounge. So they have like snacks and stuff there. So it's been a while since we got the Sky Suite, so it's good. It's a good upgrade. But I'm gonna head back to the car and grab some more things and relax for a bit, and then we're gonna figure out what's for dinner. Pause the video. Let me know what your guess is on tomorrow's state of charge of the Rivian. We're at 41% state of charge, I think. So I'm gonna guess 3% state of charge loss. That's my guess. All right, good morning, everyone. Happy birthday. We just hung out last night and went to that Mark Wahlberg burger, the Wahlburger over there by Horseshoe Casino. The boys like the burgers there. That's what we did, just hung out. Right now we're gonna go down and check out the lounge for some light breakfast, and then we're probably gonna go head out and we're gonna go check what the state of charge of the Rivian is. I guess, again, my guess is 3% loss, so we're at 41%, so let's see what happens. So I recorded about 12 events and 40% state of charge. We only lost 1% in about 15 hours of being parked. All right, so we are here at that same supercharging location we went to, I think, Thanksgiving, where the autonomous hotel and stuff. So these are 325 kilowatt in speed. We just had lunch and we went to Earth Cafe, one of our favorite spots. And we had some salmon. The kids had salmon and egg and waffle. I'm not really feeling the tomato stuff. I don't like tomatoes, but this one's actually pretty good, so it was pretty good. But we arrived here with 28% state of charge. But looking at it, we are 33% state of charge. We are charging at 121 kilowatt in speed. You know, I'm actually curious as to how I'm going to be comparing these speeds, because if I were to compare it with the Cybertruck and the other cars, it charges differently. Like I charge like different amounts. So maybe I'll try to take averages and see how many kilowatts per minute or something like that, and just compare from there. And then the cost and stuff. I did pay the $12.99 subscription fee, so I can get the Tesla owner's rate rather than the visitor's rate. But also the other thing too, so these are positioned on the side, and I actually had to back up, and it's taking up the other stall space. See, like my rear is already on the this side of the charging spot, so it's kind of taking up 2 spots. So I mean, I guess it's not that busy and it's okay. Otherwise, this cable is not going to reach. I tried to park regularly backwards, and it's just not long enough. So even though they have these V3.5 dispensers, the cable's still not long enough if they position them this way on the side. So but yeah, so we're gonna be here. We're gonna charge maybe to 50% or so. We're planning to go somewhere and see what happens. I just don't want to be low and just be ready for anything. We are at area 15. All right, so we've been here once before many years ago, and now there are just more things to check out. The parking is here in front of us, and it's full. Lots of people going in and out. Now, as we were exiting, we were about to say, you know what, forget it. There is another parking lot right here across the street that no one really knows about, but there is a like a QR code that says Area 51 or Area 15 parking. So I figured it is for Area 15, so that's where we parked. It is a little bit of a walk, which is fine. I like walking. The last time we went to like the Meow Wolf with Erwin and his family, and it was okay. I mean, I'm just gonna chill, man. I'm just gonna chill. I don't know if I'm gonna go in, but yeah, this is one of those reasons why I don't like driving when I'm in Vegas. You know, like I just want to relax. I just want to drink. I just want to drink. And parking's hard to find whenever you go to places. It's just hard to find. That's why I'd rather like Uber and stuff, because you gotta pay for parking in some places anyway. So you might as well just use that money for Uber and not have to worry about driving. And I don't know the area, even with FSD. When I bring the Tesla, I don't know. Just I just don't want to drive. I drove here already, and I don't want to drive around here. But you know, gotta do what the family wants. I got to bring the Rivian, so I'm all good. All right, so change your plans, I guess. We looked for things to do in there, and just kids weren't really interested. Plus, there's a long line. Plus, there's some schedules. Next, you know, time to go in is like another hour, 2 hours or so. So probably it's not gonna work out. We're just gonna walk around here for a bit and then head back, maybe, or find something else to do. I almost got ran over by a Zook's vehicle. No, but it was smart though, because I was hesitating to cross, and it actually made the right decision. But I think here, if you want to do Area 15, it's probably a good idea to check scheduling and time. We were just gonna drop by and hope we can, you know, do some things, but no, it doesn't seem to be like that. Although last time we was here was many years ago when it was first brand new, and there was less attraction, so we were able to do some things. Not many people were there, but now it's like really busy, and there's like just scheduled times for things. There's a John Wick experience that I saw that I was actually curious about, but I don't know what we're gonna do. I'm gonna try to fit in my free coffee, my Starbucks coffee for my birthday, so we're gonna try to do that. We'll see. So last night had a birthday dinner at, where's that place called? Jean George's. Had a couple of steaks, and the sea bass was delicious. And they gave me a really tiny cheesecake with a candle. But food was delicious. And then we ended up going to MGM Grand to go check out David Copperfield's show. They are really strict in there. No photos, nothing. There's a black box in the middle of the table. You throw your phones in there. And so they did like magic tricks and illusions that there's stuff that floated above you. And I raised my hand. A couple people raised our hands just to, like, you know, try to feel it or whatever. And they're like, put down your hands. They were just not messing around. But yeah, that was pretty much it. That wrapped up yesterday. We are starting to pack up and heading out. I did take a peek at the Rivian state of charge. I think we got in at 61% and only lost 1%. We're around 60% state of charge, so we're gonna head back down. I'm not sure if we're gonna go and charge before we head out. We do have to stop by a friend's house, I think, and then we're gonna probably stop by those colorful rocks because I found out how to get there. So we'll see what's up and we'll go from there. All right, we are here at the Plaza, I can't remember the name, but in South Las Vegas at the Rivian Adventure Network, and it is a packed house here. As you can see behind me, all of the fast charging is filled up. I had planned on just charging to 100% because we haven't eaten lunch yet or breakfast, and you know, we're gonna go and find a place to eat here, but we're on the, I think these are the satellite chargers. I'm getting about 7.6 kilowatt in speed. It's still slower than what I have at home. And to charge to 70%, because we are at 55% state of charge, looks like 4 hours and 29 minutes. It's not a big deal because we have plenty of chargers on the way home. And on the way here, it says there was 3 available. So I guess the information is not up to date, but with these actually take $25 like pre-authorization off of your credit card, whereas I think the bigger ones are either $50 or $55 pre-authorization whenever you charge on the Rivian Adventure Network. Whereas with the Tesla Supercharger, at least with the Rivian, it pre-authorizes $20. So like the other day, we charged for $21. It took $20 out, and then a few hours later, it took like the difference, like $1 something or $3 and something cents. So it looked weird at first because I'm like, I didn't charge for $3, but then I remembered it did a pre-authorization of $20. So it took that plus whatever the difference is and charged it in another transaction. So hopefully we can get up to about 60% after an hour or so, but we have Baker as the next supercharger if we ever need to, and it usually takes about 30% battery, maybe less because we are going down. Whereas coming up from Baker, it can take about 40% of your battery. So it's about 100 miles or so. So yeah, a lot of uphills with some downhills. So we'll see what happens. All right, we had our lunch and we had some Korean barbecue. We got up to 66% state of charge. The Rivian charging location still continues to be full, but it's all good. I'm only paying like $1.90. Well, I'm not paying because I'm using the points. So shout out once again to those who use my referral. $1.90 to charge. So these are cheaper because they are the slower charging speed chargers. So right now I took a peek at the map and it's traffic on at Prim at State Line. So we really need to find some things to do. So we're gonna probably go to the Colored Stone place. Oh, and I also forgot I had a free coffee bean coffee, so I went and claimed it. Winter Dream Latte. All right, we are here at Baker, the Mojave Superchargers, the 325. 36% to the charge. We are currently charging at 111 kilowatt speed. It's fairly busy here. So the cause of that traffic, it was like a flipped over 18-wheeler. And speaking of 18-wheelers, let's talk about my thoughts on the hands-free, I'm not going to say FSD version of Rivian. But yeah, there's been 2 phantom braking, if you want to call it that, but it's next to 18-wheelers. In both instances has been right next to 18-wheelers as we were passing them up, and it would brake. I almost forgot how that phantom braking thing feels because it's been so long ago. But I think like the hands-free Driver Plus of Rivian reminds me of maybe FSD V11, maybe V12, and it isn't really FSD, but I would say it's more of like enhanced autopilot, not really FSD, because it can do like lane changing. If you flip your turn signals, it would actually change lanes for you. Unlike enhanced autopilot, it would kick you off autopilot and then you have to re-engage. So that's one cool thing. And because it's not like FSD, I'm actually using it a lot more on this trip compared to FSD V13 and 14, because it knows just to stay in the lane. Like, it won't change lane unless I tell it to. And so there's no lane hesitation. There's no like, why are you on the fast lane? There's someone approaching behind us. Just go back to the other lane. None of that, because I have full control over when to change lanes, because it's not like auto FSD, whatever, you know? So you still have to supervise. I mean, you're supervising FSD, but it's a lot more involved with Rivian's version of the hands-free Driver Plus. Other than that, I mean, it's been pretty good, you know, but just those phantom brakings are, you just got to be always ready to take over. Yeah, I think that's it. We're gonna try to charge as high as possible here, or maybe we'll do one more stop. We'll see how traffic is. It's been off and on with traffic. There's like little areas where there's just a lot of cars and vehicles slowing down to about 20 to 30 miles per hour. And I guess everyone had a similar plan where you know, go to Vegas for Christmas and leave on Saturday. So that's what we did. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a little break, and I'll put up the stats, the charging stats, and we're gonna continue. All right, we are home. Man, traffic, oof. 482.6 miles, 2.3 miles per kilowatt hour, 212 kilowatt hours of energy used. So that is why I paid the $12.99 Tesla subscription, because anything over like 130 kilowatt hours of charging at Tesla Superchargers, that's when you start like saving money. It's probably even less than that now, because it used to be a 10-cent per kilowatt hour difference between non-subscriber versus subscribe to Tesla charging if you don't have a Tesla vehicle. I think it's like 16 cents difference now of savings, so it's probably even less than 130 kilowatt hours. And so if we use 212 kilowatt hours of energy, then I think I've charged more than enough where I would start saving money. So we're probably gonna just cancel the subscription after the month is up, because we don't go on a lot of road trips with the Rivian. I wish we did, but I am happy that we did bring it. I love driving the Rivian. I just wish the charging performance is a little better, but that's the thing. So when we charged at the South Las Vegas one, where it's the level 2 charging, I'm probably not going to include that on that. What is it? How many kilowatt hours charge per minute? But I am going to include it in the spreadsheet. But I am just curious because I don't know how else I would be able to compare like charging performance, except just looking at the curve or you know, stuff like that. But it's still not a good comparison because I charge different amounts in every stops, and you know, so I don't know. I'm just curious, and I wanted to also try the Tesla superchargers with the Rivian, because normally I charge with the Rivian Adventure Network. And also the other thing to consider is it is the holiday weekend and stuff, and the charging stations are fairly busy, so it's not full, but it may impact the performance, because normally I would get at least 130 kilowatt. It was a little slower at the Tesla superchargers, but I think it's just because there's a lot of vehicles plugged in and charging at the same time. Because even in Barstow Rivian charging, we were only getting like 103. We remember we had like a full, like every charging station has a car plugged in, so it does split up. So but yeah, let me figure out how I'm gonna do the next part. And also don't forget, I do have spreadsheets on these road trips to tell you, like, you know, the charging activity and all that stuff. So but as far as the trip, it was cool. Got to spend time with the family and celebrated my birthday. So yeah, so I'll see you on the next